Hey, good morning. This video is to show you how you can bring the PandaDoc inline in a bubble window or a bubble app. So my client is building a form that customer can enter their information. It's an application, finish the application, upload the documents, and one of the step is the signature. So in the signature, this is how it should look like. So we wanted to embed PandaDoc that we chose for our signature software, and it will show up as one of the step. So user experience is not to leave the window or go to your email, SMS to finish the signature portion. So this will be done inline, embedded, and you can proceed forward with the steps. So this is the video for to show how I did it and how I learned some painful lessons with PandaDoc and how I was able to do it. So bubble side, I did not have any trouble at all. There is everything here, uh, which is also responsive. That's one of the requirement. But the PandaDoc API, there were some tricks involved. So if you stick here and watch this, great. With patience, I can show you the tricks, so it will save you some time. You can keep skipping video. Also remember to subscribe it to this channel. So I'm planning to have development sessions as a live stream very soon. So if you are bored and you want to watch how I build some of the clients' requests and what I have to do with the bubble, you're welcome to watch it. As soon as I post the live stream, you can join it. So first step is PandaDoc. I'll start there. So I already showed how what the end state will look like. The end state is the goal is this, that you come to the signature portion and in line you get the document to sign, you finish it to download it and proceed. Go to the PandaDoc first. Now this is the PandaDoc create a template. Initially, the first create the template, add all the your variables. I'm not going to go through that. You can watch the tutorial from PandaDoc themselves. Create all these variables, and first thing you will do is come to the Dev Center and configuration. Here you will get sandbox key and production key. What painfully I learned that I was playing with sandbox key. With this use case, don't waste your time. Just go straight to the production key. I was told by the salesperson that I did not read all of their API documentation from word to word, and it's somewhere it's written that the embedded key will only work with production key. So if you find it, great. If not, just I'm telling you that that's how it works. You will save a couple of hours or perhaps days. So use the production key for this use case. Other than that, everything else works great with the sandbox key. No worries. The second thing you need is a document template that you just created. So create a template, and this is not mentioned in the API. It is mentioned in the documentation very clearly. So this is how you get the template ID. So when you open the template, this is the only place you get the template ID. Go to the URL, and that is your template ID. So once we have that, once you have everything set up, go to your bubble app, you create your forms however you want to build it, wherever you want to show. So I have a step here that just to give you, this is the third step where I collect all the client information. There is another additional product section here, and there is a signature. So on that signature, you simply going to add HTML window. Uh, now, this is the code. This is the code that worked best for me. I use OpenAI to generate the code for me. And you just type in auto open link in iframe. That's what I typed, and it gave me the correct link. Otherwise, it gave me a couple of different options, and they didn't work really well. They one time they work well, and then second time they don't. But the best uh, script that's working for me is this. This is iframe. Make sure that you put this wait until this is visible, and do not check display as iframe. The reason is that because iframe is already in this code. I'm not going with this code out of the code because I'm sure you guys are well versed in coding and whatnot. But I'm not a coder. I'm just a no code bubble configurator. So this is the best code I got from the OpenAI. I pasted in there, and you can see that my application is already searched and it's attached to the group main in at the top level. And there is one of the database values, the link. So let's find out let's get to the point where how to get this link. Couple of three steps. So you go API connector, get the endpoint for the PandaDoc, create this PandaDoc. You could add the shared headers. For some reason, I didn't add it. I'm not going to change it again. But however you want to do it, there is a share header. One of the tips that I will give, the first step is to create document. The create document, here is your endpoint. You can get that from the PandaDoc API. It's a well documented first step. PandaDoc endpoint documents authorization and this key. Do not use bearer. There is no need to use the bearer here. Just straight add this API key as is, paste it here. Content type is required. JSON and accept is also required. So I did that, made that into action, and then paste this portion, which is also in their API documentation. The required fields are the email. The recipient's email is required, first name, last name. You'll see the role is very important. The role is the client. Now there are a couple of different roles, but for this use case, I'm using this role. Once you have the role, the other thing, two required fields you have is template ID, and you can add a folder ID where the applications, when they're submitted, the sign, they will go into the folder. Give the name and the owner. This is also important. The owner email, the PandaDoc owner email is required, otherwise API will not generate the document. Now in the metadata, this is something I'm adding as a metadata to basically uh, relate the bubble application data thing, unique ID to with the document. So if I have to do some research from the PandaDoc itself, I will find this metadata as app ID. So this will be a unique ID or a slug given to the assigned to the application. That's something you can do. And of course, the tokens are their key value pair that you have created all the variables. They're under the tokens with the same exact name. This is case sensitive, so be careful. Case sensitive. Once you have that, initialize, and you will see these are the important things. That initialize, you get the body ID, which is the document ID. That is your document ID. It instantly creates a document for you, unique ID. What is important is document uploaded. It goes into the status called uploaded. Now you cannot do anything with this document at this point. Everything that happens next is either it has to be in a draft state or a send state. So in order to send the document for the next step, this document has to be in a draft state. Now this is automatic. There is nothing you can do about it. According to the documentation, it would take a couple of seconds. That's what I'm finding out to get into the draft state. So automatically PandaDoc will change to the draft state, and then you can proceed. Now you can make use of the webhooks that a webhook will call. Once the state changes, then you can move forward automatically. I can show that in a live stream sometime next week. But right now, I'm not using the webhook because it's pretty fast for me. My use case, the steps are the while I'm collecting the rest of the information, I get 5 6 seconds for this to happen. So once you have this body ID, that's your document ID, you move on to the next step. So the next step is the send document. So in order to create the link, the document status has to be document.sent. And to do that, to move into the next step of their workflow, you have to send the document. So here is the endpoint document, your document ID slash send. It's a post variable, and here is your document. So you put the document ID that you just received from this here. So copy it and select here. So the document rest is the same. So like I said, this should have been in the header, but I was just playing with this, so I didn't get a chance to do it. Two important things. The header and everything is set. This is important. The silent equal to true, meaning the recipient will not receive SMS or text. The link will not go out with SMS and text. That is how I want it. And we wanted it. We just want customer to stay, client to stay on the website and not get confused by emails and the email didn't reach and all that. We don't want that. And the sender is important, which is your owner email. Now these two things you have to pass, and that's pretty much it. Click, and once you click, it will give you the ID. This is the ID of that particular runtime document. So that's the document you can render. So you have the ID. Now with this ID, you will have to construct the complete URL to embed into Bubble. Let's go to that later. This ID, so I misspoke here. This ID is your document ID. There is uh, not much to it. So then the third step is you take that document ID and just generate the link. All you need is a recipient email, and that's it. So when you generate the link, it gives you the another ID, which is your runtime document ID. This is your unique ID. It's not a document ID. It's different. So this with this you can generate the reconstruct the you have to construct the URL to embed it. So this becomes your document, final document. And so cancel it. So this is all set. Create link, 3 steps. Let's go over it real quick. You can forward it if you don't want to. So one, create the document. Once you get the document, wait for the status to change. Send the document. The status will change to sent. And once it's sent, use that to create the link. Simple as that. Come back here, and this is how it looks like. So in my steps, as soon as this information is collected, that's all I need. All the variables I can pre-fill. I'm going to call. Once that is done, call this event called PandaDoc. What it's doing is create the document. Like I said, delivery, email, SMS. This has to be true. One of the things that that this has to be true. Can't make this false, but later you can say, before create the link, you can say don't send it, it's silent mode. Second step, that I got to receive the document ID, I saved it, and then I scheduled it. I'm pausing it, I'm scheduling it for 5 seconds. It generally creates the draft status. Like I said, the upload status to draft status, takes 5 seconds to change it. Now I have 5 seconds in this whole flow, so I'm not worried about. I have the 5 seconds, but if you have to wait longer or there is some lot of load and if it goes beyond 5 seconds, I'll be using webhooks. So once it's done, then it can move forward. Then in this, once the status, I check if the status. This is another web API call you will need, the fourth one, to check the status for checks and balances here. So if the status is not document.draft, don't go and do anything. If it is document.draft, or then go send the document. As soon as you send the document, it changes to the document.state status, then send it to the recipient, create the link. Once you have the link, I saved it into the status and the Panda link. This is how you construct the link: https app.pandadoc.com s and the ID that is coming from the create link. Simple as that, and load into your application. So the experience like you saw, if here, this is where I'm loading it, the group panda.link. If it exists, it's gonna uh, render it here. So this is how it looks like. Now all these, so I'll show you the, now this is if this happens, this I've been seeing that this happens, there is a resend button I have given, so it will call the same exact steps and you can just recreate the whole the complete document, and then it will change into the draft. The draft will change into the send um, when you send it, and it renders. So this is how it looks. This is all controlled by PandaDoc. You sign it. This is all there. Works great on mobile phone too. We added the date. If there's anything that you want to take and have to have it required, change your template and make that as required. As soon as you finish it, the status changes. So like this should change to completed. So once it is completed, you can move forward to proceed to the next step. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So it's completed right here. So in the proceed step, the next step, you can write another, call the status. If it's completed, if it's not completed, don't move forward. If it's completed, go on with your next step. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something uh, different. Like you don't have to read the API docs. So if you want to do it fast, the PandaDoc, it works great. And like I said, if you are interested in just watching how I build, I will subscribe to my channel and you will get a live stream, which I will start building application in a live stream. So see you there and thank you for watching.